Very good morning, students. Today we are going to see one more chapter with respect to notches and veers. So in my previous video we have seen about the rectangular notch and veer and we have derived an equation for that, and with respect to that we have did some problems. So now we are going to derive the discharge equation for a triangular notch or a veer. Okay, so this equation is same as that of for notch as well as veer. Both are same. Now you consider here, this is your triangular notch. Okay, and what is that? The height or the water head of this water above the V notch. So this is otherwise said to be your V notch. So head of the water above the V notch. Let this be my head of my water. That is my H. What is my H? Is the head of the water above the V notch. Okay, and here this is my axis. Now what I am going to do here is I am going to consider a small strip. This strip is AB, this point is O, and this point is C, and this strip is with a depth of or with a thickness of DH, and it is at a depth of H meter from that of your surface. Okay, so I could able to find out what is the H meter from that of the surface. Now what is that is, they asked you we have to find out what is the discharge of this. And this angle what is being made here is theta. So how I am going to do this is I am going to draw this separately. This is my AC and this is my O and this is joined like this. Okay, so this portion I have taken. So what is it? AC, I don't know what is that, and what is OC also I don't know, but I know the angle here is theta. So for this it is half theta and for it is half theta. So this is my theta by 2. Okay, so what we can do this is we can write here as that is my theta by 2. So it's my angle of that. Okay, and what is this height? Now we can say easily what is this height? Total height is, it's not this one. Okay, total height is h meters. Okay, and this height is small h. So what will be this height? Okay, that is total h minus, if you minus this, then you will be able to find out what is the value of my this portion. That is my OC. So it is, what is that? It is h minus h. So what is my OC? How you will be finding out? OC will be equal to h minus h. Now from this equation what we can do is we can find out what is tan theta. So what is tan theta? And here the angle is theta by 2. So what is tan theta by 2? Tan theta by 2 is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. So what is my opposite side? AC. Okay, and what is my adjacent side? OC. So I am giving here opposite side is AC by my adjacent side is OC. Okay, so this is my opposite side AC and this is my adjacent side OC. This is my hypotenuse. Okay, so tan theta by 2 equal to AC by OC. What is AB? The total length is AB. Okay, and what is AC? AC is, what is it? Half of the length. Okay, so what we can do it is we can find out what is AC from this equation also. So tan theta by 2 is equal to AC by h minus h. So what is AC from this? It's very easy. AC is equal to h minus h of tan theta by 2. Just I am rearranging here, so I will be able to find out what is the value of AC. So AC is known, that is my height is known. Okay. Now what I am going to find out, what is the width of the strip. So width of the strip, as I already said, what is this? This is my strip. What is the width of the strip? It is AB. Okay. What is AB? AC plus CB. So AB, which is equal to AC plus CB, or we can say that it is 2 times of AC because both the things are same. So 2 times of AC. So this will become 2 into h minus h into tan theta by 2. So that is my width of the strip. So what is we are going to find out is, we are going to find out what is the velocity. So velocity, for theoretical velocity is, what is the formula we have? Theoretical velocity of the strip is, theoretical velocity of strip will be equal to root 2 GH. Am I right? So what is the discharge then? Discharge is equal to velocity into area. So I know the area, I know the width, I know the depth. So I'll be able to find out what is the area. Okay. So what is my area here? What is the discharge I'm going to give? This is my actual discharge. So actual discharge will be CD into area into velocity. That is area into velocity, but we have a coefficient CD here. So CD into area, we have to find it out. So what is the area here? We know in this case, area of the strip is this one. So width of the strip I know. So width of the strip into my thickness. Thickness is dh. So width of the strip is, what is it? 2 into h minus h into tan theta by 2, and thickness or depth is given here of the strip is dh, and velocity is root 2 gh. So this is my equation for my discharge. Q is equal to CD into 2 of h minus h into tan theta by 2 into dh into root of 2 gh. So what I am going to do now is, I am going to solve this equation. So this is not for the entire thing, this is the discharge for a small strip. Okay, if I want to find out the discharge for the entire strip, then I have to go to integration of this equation. So integration of my equation will give me the discharge over the entire notch. Okay, or we can say it is a total discharge, whatever may be that. So dq is equal to integral of, just I am rearranging this, it is 2 CD into h minus h into tan theta by 2 into dh into root of 2 gh. So here the limit is from 0 to h meters. Okay. Now what I am going to do here is, I am going to bring it everything outside which is constant. So I am bringing 2 CD, but I am going to differentiate with, integrate with respect to of your h. So I have to bring tan theta by 2 also outside. So I am bringing 2 CD tan theta by 2 as outside. Okay. And here I am having the integral of 0 to h. What is the pending here? H minus h into root of 2 gh. Instead I am taking only root h into dh. And what about this root 2g? I am bringing here also outside. So all the constants I am bringing outside. So 2 CD tan theta by 2 root 2g I have taken outside. The remaining rest of the thing will be h minus h into root h dh. Just I am rearranging this once again. 2 CD into root 2g of tan theta by 2. Okay, that is the integral of 0 to h. I have not gone to integral, just I am giving it as h minus h into h to the power of, this is small h to the power of 1 by 2 into dh. Okay, this is small h to the power of 1 by 2 dh. Now what I am going to do is, once again I am going to rearrange this. So far I have not done the integration, I am only doing the rearrangement. So this will be an integral of 0 to h. This multiply here. So how it is? H into small h to the power of 1 by 2 minus here h into h is h square. Okay, so h to the power of 3 by 2 into dh. So now this is my equation. Now we are going to integrate this. So integrate with respect to only h. Okay, so this will become 2 CD into root 2g of tan theta by 2. Okay, when I integrate here, h small h only with respect to small h only I am going to integrate. So it is h to the power of 1 by 2 plus 1, that is 3 by 2 by 3 by 2 minus integration of h to the power of 3 by 2 is 3 by 2 plus 1 divided by the power. So h to the power of 3 by 2 plus 1 is 5 by 2 divided by the power is 5 by 2. So this is with the limit of 0 to h. Only here we have the upper limit, the lower limit is 0. Okay. So what I am doing is, I am going to substitute in this equation. So I will be able to find out what is my C. So I am rewriting this equation. Here integral of dq will become q. So once if I am, or you can write it as such, integral of dq till your integration is over. Okay, here only I have started with integration, so my value is q. So just I am rewriting here, q is equal to 2 CD root 2g tan theta by 2 into, here h into h to the power of 3 by 2 by 3 by 2. So how I can write it as h, instead of small h I am writing h to the power of 3 by 2 by 3 by 2 minus h to the power of, this h is capital H, h to the power of 5 by 2 by 5 by 2. What I do here? I am just applying the limit here, only upper limit because lower limit is 0. So I am rearranging this once again. It is 2 CD into root 2g into tan theta by 2 into h into h to the power of 3 by 2 is h to the power of 5 by 2. And 3 by 2 I can write it as 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 h to the power of 5 by 2 minus 2 by 5 h to the power of 5 by 2. So both are h by 5 by 2, h by 5 by 2. Just I can take the LCM here. So what is that? 2 CD into root 2g into tan theta by 2. So when I take LCM, how much it is? 15. Okay, h to the power of 5 by 2 is common, so I can take it like this. So 5 2s are 10 minus 6. So this will be my equation. So what will be that? 2 CD into root 2g tan theta by 2 into 10 minus 6 is 4 by 15 h to the power of 5 by 2. Or we can write it this 8 by 15 CD into root 2g tan theta by 2 into h to the power of 5 by 2. So this is my equation for my discharge. Okay, what is the equation I have got? Q is equal to 8 by 15 CD root 2g into tan theta by 2 into h to the power of 5 by 2. Suppose if my notch, triangular notch or V notch, is it's a right angle triangle, okay, or we can say it is a right angle this, then this equation will be get reduced. Okay, so what is the angle for right angle? It's, it's 90 degrees. So theta will be equal to 90 degree. And we have the coefficient of discharge also. So this is my final equation of my triangular notch. Okay, but if it is a right angle notch, okay, or it is a right angle V notch, in that case, I know my value of CD as 0.6, it's constant, and I know what is the value of theta, it is 90 degrees, so that is also been known here. So now what I am going to do is, what is tan theta by 2, because it is theta by 2 now, so tan theta by 2 is tan 90 by 2, so that is equal to tan 45, that is equal to 1. So what happens to my equation now? In equation 1, I am going to substitute this. Okay, in equation 1, substitute this values. So when I substitute this values, what will be my equation now? Q is equal to 8 by 15 of CD is 0.6 into root 2g is, I know 2 equal to into 9.81 and tan theta by 2 is equal to 1 into h to the power of 5 by 2. Okay, so I can easily solve this values and I can get what is the value. It is 1.417 h to the power of 5 by 2. So this is my discharge here. 1.417 h to the power of 5 by 2. So what is the difference between the triangular notch or rectangular notch, or how we can say what is the superiority of the triangular notch, why we have to go with this triangular notch? When you see this equation, you will be able to say first is this equation is very simple. Okay, that is thing. Okay, first this equation is very simple, and second one is only if we know the value of h, we will be able to find out the discharge. Okay, so that is also done, and there is no restriction for your coverness also here in case of your triangular notch. Okay, and this triangular notch is very easy. We will be able to find out the discharge very quickly as well as very easily, especially when it is in the case of a right angle triangle. Okay, right angle V notch. So this is the major advantage why we prefer to triangular notch or to the top than that of the rectangular notch. Okay, so the equation is simple. We have only one value is h is alone. If we are able to find it, we will be able to find out the discharge. Okay, and here it is not having any restriction in the the depth or in the cover also. Okay, so that are the advantages here. Now we will go with one more problem. I mean with the problem now. We will deal with the problem of a triangular notch. Yes guys, this is our problem for triangular notch or triangular weir. Water flows over a rectangular weir. I have told you that it's a triangular weir. But what is the difference we will see now. Water flows over a rectangular weir 1 meter wide at a depth of 150 mm. Okay, and afterwards it passes through a triangular right angled weir. So what is that? First the water is passing through the rectangular weir. Then it passes through the triangular weir. That too triangular is how much? What is that? It is a right angled weir. Taking CD, that is the coefficient they have given for discharge for rectangular and triangular weirs, 0.62 and 0.59 respectively. Find the depth over the triangular weir. Okay, so this is what that is asked here. So what are the things they have given you? They have given you a rectangular weir. The expression for both weir and notch will be same in case both of rectangular as well as triangular. Okay, so rectangular weir, the width is given here. What is the width? It is 1 meter. Okay, and the depth is also given. So depth is 150 mm, or we can convert into meters. It is 0.15 meters. Okay, then it passes to a right angle triangle. Okay, that is your triangular notch. Leave it up. Now what is the CD for this rectangular weir is 0.62. So in case of my triangular weir, what they have given is the flow what is passed in the rectangular weir, the same is going to pass in the triangular weir, and CD value is given here 0.59. So what is the thing first we have to do is we have to find out what is the value of your discharge in case of your rectangular notch or rectangular weir. So both the cases, as I said, it's both are same. Okay, both the expression for rectangular notch and rectangular weir are same, and we have already derived that equation also. So what is the rectangular weir in case of rectangular weir? What is my formula for finding out the discharge? It is 2/3 of CD into L into root 2G into h to the power of 3/2. So, okay, this is simple equation what we have seen for the discharge over a rectangular weir. What is it? 2/3 of CD into L into root 2G into h to the power of 3/2. So, I know this 2/3. CD is I have known for rectangular weir. We are finding out only for the discharge of my rectangular weir. Okay, so 2/3 CD is known. What is the value? 0.62. And length here is, what is the length here they have given you? The water is, what is it? The length is 1 meter, wide or width or length. Okay, so that is given as 1 meter. So 1 meter, because it's a rectangular now, so width and length both are same. So that will be length will be equal to width is equal to 1 meter, because the other thing is your depth. So this is my, I can say my length or width, and this is my depth. So the depth is given here. So length is given. So I can able to find out 2 into G is 9.81 and h to the power of 3/2. Okay. So that is my discharge Q. So what is h? H is also given in my problem. H is my depth. What is my depth here? It is 150 mm. So this width is given as length and depth is given as h. Okay. So this will be 0.15 meter. So this is 0.15 to the power of 3/2. So I have just substituted the value. What is it? It is 2/3 into CD is 0.62 and length of my rectangular weir is 1 and depth is 0.15. This into root of 2 into 9.81. So when I substitute here, I will get what is the discharge over my rectangular notch or rectangular weir. So what is the discharge here is 0.10635 meter cube per second. Though we say the expression for rectangular weir and rectangular notch is same, but we have the difference in what is a notch and what is a weir. We have seen that. So what is a notch? It is made up of metallic plate, but weir is made up of masonry structures. That is first one. And second one is notch is smaller compared to that of your weir. Okay. And that too, this if we want to find out for the the discharge for very low discharge, if you want to find out, it's very easy to find out in your triangular weir compared to that of your rectangular weir. Okay, so here what is that discharge I have found out here. Now what I am going to do this here, as it is given that the same discharge is sent to my triangular right angled weir. So what is my equation for my triangular weir? What is the difference between a rectangular weir and a triangle weir? So the expression will be simple in case of your right angle weir. That is my first difference. And second one is, what is that? This will be, it doesn't have any limitations, this triangular weir, and for low discharge, this will give you more easy values, accurate values than this. Okay. So because of this only, we prefer to go with triangular right angle weir. Okay, or triangular weir. So what is the formula here I get is for triangular weir, Q is equal to 8 by 15 CD into root 2g of tan theta by 2 into h to the power of 5 by 2. Okay, what is it? 8 by 15 into CD into root 2g into tan theta by 2 into h to the power of 5 by 2. So what is the difference between these two equations, rectangular and triangular? I could say instead of 2 by 3, I have 8 by 15. All the CD will become root 2g is same. Instead of L, I am having tan theta by 2. Instead of h to the power of 3 by 2, I have here h to the power of 5 by 2. Just to remember that, okay, when you can correlate and you can get back that, or you can recall this expressions. Okay, so Q is already known because it is the same with that of your rectangular weir. So 0.10635 and 8 by 15. CD here is, don't take the CD of your rectangular weir. Here the CD for the triangular weir is given, it is 0.59 into root 2g is 2 into 9.81. So what is tan theta by 2? Tan theta is also given 90 degree by 2 because it is right angle weir. Right angle is 90 degree into h to the power of 5 by 2. So what is the only unknown here? I have only h to the power of 5 by 2. Tan 90 by 2 is 45. Tan 45, that will be equal to 1. Okay, so when I solve this, what I will get is h. Instead of to confuse this, I can have even as h1. Since here in rectangle I have given h, I have given here h1. So h1 is, what is that? It is the height or the depth of your triangular weir. So okay, we can say this is the depth of the triangular weir. And h is the depth of your rectangular weir. Okay. So this is your depth of the triangular weir. So when you go with it of your triangular weir, when you substitute in this equation, you will be able to find out what is my depth of the triangular weir, h1. So what is the value I am getting is h1 to the power of 5 by 2 is equal to 0.07631. So what is h1? It is 0.07631 to the power of 5 by 2. When it comes to this side, it is 2 by 5. So my h1 value is 0.3572 meters. Okay, is it clear, guys? So what we have seen? We have seen a problem with respect to a rectangular notch as well as a triangular notch. Also rectangular weir as well as a triangular weir. So the same discharge is flowing with that of here. Rectangular weir is the same is being passed on to the triangular weir, and they ask you to find out what is the depth of the over the triangular weir. So we have found it out. So we will go with one more problem now. Yes, guys. Here we have our second problem. What is given here? Water flows through a triangular right angled weir first and then over a rectangular weir. So in the previous problem we have seen the water flows over first rectangular weir, then the triangular. But here the water flowing is first through the triangular weir, then to that of the rectangular. The discharge coefficients of the triangular and rectangular weirs are given. CD value is given, discharge coefficients. Okay. If the depth of water over the triangular weir is given, so depth of water over the triangular weir h is given, they ask you to find out the depth of water over the rectangular weirs. So this is the similar to that of the previous problem. Instead what said? In the previous problem, the water was flowing from rectangular to triangular. Now the water is flowing from triangular to rectangular weir. Okay. So when you go for the given details, what is given here? We know in case of my rectangular weir, my CD value is given. It is 0.7. So for my triangular weir, my CD value is also given. This is equal to 0.6. And for triangular weir, let this be H here. So the triangular weir I have given the depth, it is 360 mm. So how much it is in meters? It is 0.36 meters. Okay, they asked you to find out the depth at the rectangular weir. So depth at the rectangular weir, let me take it as H1. Okay. And they have given you triangular weir is a right angled weir. Okay. So in case of right angled weir, my theta will be always equal to 90 degrees. So I know this. Okay. And what they have given is the water is first flowing through a triangular weir and then over a rectangular weir of 1 meter width. Okay. So what is the width is given here? Width is nothing but your length. So it is 1 meters. So L is also given. It is a 1 meters. Now what I have to find out? First I have to find out what is the discharge in the triangular weir. So what is my formula for finding out the discharge in triangular weir? It's very simple. Just now we have derived that equation also. So Q is equal to 8 by 15 of CD into root 2G of tan theta by 2 into h to the power of 5 by 2. So what is my equation? 8 by 15 CD into root 2G into tan theta by 2 into h to the power of 5 by 2. So what I am going to substitute these values here. 8 by 15 CD is 0.6, root 2G is 2 into 9.81 and tan theta by 2 is tan 90 by 2 which is tan 45 which will be equal to 1. And h is also they have given, it is 0.36 to the power of 5 by 2. So my easy equation I can just substitute here and I can get what is the value of my Q. So the what's the value I have got here is 0.1102 meter cube per second. But my question is not ending up with this. What I have to find out? I have to find out what is the discharge in that of my rectangular weir. So discharge, I know that. I have to find out what is the depth of my water over the rectangular weir. Okay, so what is my discharge formula in case of my rectangular weir? So we have seen the discharge formula in case of my triangular weir. So what is the discharge formula in rectangular weir? Discharge formula is equal to, it is 2 by 3 instead of 8 by 15, 2 by 3 CD root 2G into, instead of tan theta by what 2 I have to give L. Instead of h to the power of 5 by 2 I am giving h to the power of 3 by 2. Here I am taking that h as H1. Okay. Since the same water is flowing from triangular weir to rectangular weir, this Q will be same as that of the triangular weir. Okay. So I am just substituting this 0.110 equal to 2 by 3 into CD of my rectangular weir is given here. It is 0.7 into root 2G 2 into 9.81 into length is your 1 meters and H1 is unknown here. Okay, that is what I am going to find out from this equation. So what is my H1? It is my depth of the water over the rectangular weir. Okay, so what I am going to find out is what is the depth of the water over the rectangular weir. So depth of my water over rectangular weir. Why we have given here this Q is same as that of triangular? Because the water is passing from triangular then to the rectangular. So the same amount of water is being passing out. Okay. So from this I will be finding out what is the value of H1. So what I am getting is H1 is equal to 0.0533. This is H1 to the power of 3 by 2. Since it is a rectangular weir, it is 3 by 2. So what is H1? This is 0.0533 to the power of 2 by 3. Okay. So what is the value of H1 I am getting here is 0.1415 meters, or we can say if you are doing it in mm, it is 141.5 mm. So H1 is 141.5 mm. Is it clear, guys? So we have gone with the problem now. But the differences in the previous problem, it's from rectangular to triangular, and here it's from triangular to rectangular. Only mere substitution of this equation will be able to get the answer. Okay guys, we will see one more problem now. Yes guys, we are with our third problem here. A rectangular channel 2 meter wide has a discharge of 250 liter per second. Okay, so the wide of the rectangular channel is given 2 meters and the discharge is given here 250 liters per second. Okay, which is measured by a right angle V notch weir. So the channel that flow is measured by your right angle V notch weir. So what is the main purpose of notch and weir? We have already known. If you want to find out the rate of flow in a channel or a tank, we will be going with a notch or a weir. Okay. Suppose if you want to find out the rate of flow in a pipe, we will be going with that of your venturi meter and orifice meter. Okay. So wide is given. There is a channel wide. Okay, that is 2 meters. And discharge is given. Discharge is how much? 250 liters per second. Okay, and they asked you this, they have given you very clearly, it is not rectangular. Though it is given that and the beginning as rectangular, it is not a rectangular weir, it is a rectangular channel. So what is the weir here? It is a right angled or triangular V notch weir. Okay, that is a right angled one. Why I am specifying this right angled one? So in case of right angle, theta will be equal to 90 degrees. And CD is also they have given it as 0.62. Usually we will take it as 0.6. Nothing problem if it is given in the problem 0.62. But the question here is different. They ask you to find out the position of the apex of the notch from the bed of the channel. Okay, what is the apex of the notch? So if you take this triangular notch, what is the position of this apex from the bed? So this height is asked. Okay, so let that be your height up of your apex. So this is your height of your apex. So what is known here is this is a triangular notch. Okay, and they have given you the discharge and they have given you this channel. They have given you what is that 2 meter wide. Now we know this, we will be considering a strip here. Okay, and this will be your height h, the depth of the strip. So this is what usually we used to do it up, and this is 0 and this is A, B and this is C. Now what I have to find out here is, I want to find out the depth of the apex of the notch from the bed of the channel. So from the bed of the channel till this apex. Okay, so this is my water flow. So where I get this water. Okay, so what happens here is, first I will find out what is the equation for my discharge for case of my triangular notch. It's very simple. What is that? 8 by 15 CD into root 2G into tan theta by 2 into h to the power of 5 by 2. So what are the things it's given here? We can see CD is known, G is already known. Okay, we know that. Theta is also known because it is 90 degrees. So we'll get 90 by 2. And h is the unknown here. Instead, we know the discharge. So discharge is given in terms of liters per second. We have to convert into meter cube per second. So it is divided by 1000. It is 0.25 meter cube per second. So I know what's the discharge in meter. Channel width, let it be in meter. Now I am going to substitute here. Discharge is equal to 0.25 is equal to 8 by 15 of CD is 0.62 into root of 2 into G is 9.81 into tan theta by 2 is tan 90 by 2, where tan 90 by 2 is tan 45, which will be equal to 1 into h to the power of 5 by 2. I don't know this h. That h alone I am going to do it up. So h to the power of 5 by 2, when I solve this equation, what I am getting here, the h to the power of 5 by 2 is 0.1707. Or we can write h is equal to 0.1707 to the power of 5 by 2. When it comes to the side, what will become? It will become ulta. So 2 by 5. So what will be my value here now? I have got the value as 2 by 5 of the 0.1707. So what is the value of h I am getting when I solve this? H is 0.1707 to the power of 2 by 5. When I solve this, what is the value of the h I am getting is 0.493 meters. Okay, so this is the h of my triangular weir. So what is this h? Actually, what is that notation that is given here is the height of the water over the notch. Okay, one is the depth of water in channel. So depth of the water in channel, that we have to know it up. Okay, so that is the unknown. And we have given the height of the water over the V notch, we have to find it out. That height of the water over V notch. So that height is given by capital H. Okay, so that H is 0.493 meters. Okay, so this is my height of the water over my V notch. So what happens here if I want to find out the H apex? Okay, so I will be able to find out the depth of the water in the channel. So depth of water in channel is height of my apex. Okay, that is my unknown here, plus height of the water over V naught. Height of water over the V naught. So I don't know here, I have given this height of apex as H apex. And height of the water over the V naught, just now we have found out is how much? Capital H, that is 0.493 meters. So what is the depth of the water in the channel? Okay, so the depth of the water is given in the problem itself. Depth of the water in the channel is not to exceed 1.3 meters. So that is my depth of the water in channel, which is 1.3 meters. Okay, so what is this depth of the water in my channel? So this is my depth of the water in my channel. Okay, so the depth of the water in my channel will be equal to height of the apex, height of this apex, plus height of the water over V naught. Okay, height of the water over V naught. This is the height of the water over the V naught. And this is my height of the apex. Okay, so what happens here? I am going to find out what is the height of the apex from the, what is it? Bed of the channel. From the bed of the channel, what is my height of the apex? Okay, so that is what we are going to do this. So height of the apex, what I am going to do here is, height of the apex will be equal to, okay, 1.3 minus 0.493. So when I am bringing to this side, how much it will become? 1.3 is my total depth. Okay, the total depth minus 0.493 is my water. So I can find out what is the height of the apex. So actually this one is your height of the apex, what we are going to do it up. Exactly, this is my height of the apex of my V naught. So what I am going to find out. So height of the apex will be, what is that? I am getting that total depth of the water in channel. So the total depth of the water in channel, we can take it out this one. So this depth is 1.3 meters. That is the total depth of water in my channel. Okay. So I can get the total depth of my water in channel plus height of the apex. Okay, the height of the apex plus height of water over the V naught. Height of the water over the V naught. So I will be able to find out this. So height of the apex is equal to 1.3 minus 0.493. So that will be equal to 0.807 meter. Okay, so it's very simple. Only thing is I have to find out the height of the apex. What is the height of the apex from the bed of the channel? Okay, we are finding out the height of the apex from the bed of the channel. It will be equal to depth of the water in the channel minus the height of the water over the V naught. Okay guys, is it clear? Now we will just recap what are the things we have seen. Here we have seen a triangular weir and we have derived an equation for triangular weir, and this equation is same for both the case of triangular as well as rectangular, triangular notch as well as triangular weir. So here what happened is we have found out the equation for the triangular notch as well as the triangular weir, and based upon that we have derived some problems, and also we have seen what is the advantages of the triangular weir over your rectangular weir. Okay guys, thank you. We will see in the next video.